Hey there, CPO here, and it was time for another video update on the Bixler 2 build. So this is the Bixler. You can see there's been significant progress made since the last video. I got it all painted up. This is a mock-up right now. It's the fuselage is still separate pieces. The tail's not actually on yet, as you can see here. But regardless, this is kind of what I'm going for. I was looking for a paint scheme that was fairly well known as far as the ability to see it in the air. I did a lot of research, did a lot of reading about color schemes and contrast, white leading edges, all that good stuff. So basically I have two primary colors, black and white. It's more black on the bottom, more white on the top. And as you can see, I have the V, or the triangle that's made between the nose and the top of the fuselage and the wings. Same thing underneath. Got that triangle that points the direction the airplane's going. And of course the awesome orange wingtips. So anyway, this is it. You'll see I did go ahead and take off this Canopy glass and paint the inside of that. I haven't refastened this on, but that's it. So let me go into some detail, including showing you my little port and what I did here. So I've also done some mods to the top. So I'll go through that with you in detail. I just want to show you the new plane as it's starting to look like a plane. Alright, I was going to go from the nose of the airplane all the way back, but I thought I would start with the tail, since that's easy to pull off, and I have to pull it off anyway to show you the rest of the fuselage. Basically, this is just painted, and the only real modification is I've got a 3mm carbon fiber rod running through here and then taped over before the paint. Pretty much everything else is the same, and I basically have already glued these two pieces together, and I'm just waiting for the final assembly onto the fuselage. You will notice when I paint, I tend to cover up the hinges so that they are not painted shut. So you'll see lots of white hinges and the white horns because I try not to paint those if I can help it. But that's the tail, pretty basic. So here's the top of the plane, and as you can see, I don't have anything in it yet, motor or any electronics really. All I have is the servos and the wings. My ESC is going to go here. I did not paint this section because I'm going to lay down some Velcro right there, and I just wanted the raw EPO, but I'm going to wait till after I glue everything together before I do that. No real modifications to the wings. As a matter of fact, I haven't even installed the control horns yet. Just the paint. I do have, the leading edge, and most of the bottom is covered with extreme packing tape. The wings are held together right now, and you'll see this when I gut it. I got rid of a lot of the stuff on the inside. But the wings are held together with, right now, 3 rare earth magnets. And it's a little bit tough to get them separated. Right now it's pulling apart the entire fuselage because it's not glued together, but soon that won't be an issue. Alright, so let me pull this whole thing out here. And let me get this spar out of the way. So we'll save the canopy for a minute here. And just take a look at the wings. And as you see here, what I've got are 6 rare earth magnets that I'm using, 3 on each side. And basically I have 2 here and 1 here. And why? Well, it's nothing more than the fact that I ran out of magnets. I used some of my other magnets on the fuselage. I'll show you that here in a second. I only had 10 and I ran out. But as you can see, that locks in fairly nice. The question is 3 enough? I don't know. I was planning on putting at least 4 here for the lateral, and then I was going to put maybe 1 or 2 facing each other, which is the strongest position for the magnets. But anyway, that's right now how I have them held together, and that may change as I go through the build. And then here's the fuselage. As you can see, my paint scheme was designed to just give me a full black surface or a full white surface up or down. Outside of that, that's pretty much all it's designed to do. Right away up top here, you can see I cut this out for my ESC. But what I did find is after I cut some of this out, I didn't like the structural integrity anymore. It was a little bit flimsy. So what I've done is I've added carbon fiber rod in the top here, and you may be able to see it on both sides. And the carbon fiber actually extends back into this thick part of the foam. I don't know, maybe half, 3/4 of an inch on either end. So it is literally locked down there. It's pressed about halfway down into the EPO and then glued on top of that. So that's a really stiff and rigid, as a matter of fact, you can see when I push here it kind of gives. When I push here it doesn't do anything. It's pretty rigid. So I wanted to make sure that the forces pulled up from the wings weren't going to just snap that. So I've got that carbon fiber reinforcement there. I started out not going this deep, but I just kept playing with it and playing with it and playing with it, and then I decided I was just going to reinforce it and then pull it all down. So let's see. The other thing which is notable here is the canopy. Besides the fact that I have taken off the clear cover and painted it black, a common complaint seems to be that these canopies will come off in midair, so people are rubber banding them together. And basically the way it comes from the kit is you have the magnets here, and then you have these metal clips here that the magnets stick to. What I did though is I removed the metal clips down here and I put more magnets. That way I've got magnet on magnet, and you can hear how firm that is. And I'm pretty sure that's not going to come off in flight. What I did find though is how weakly these original magnets were mounted in the foam. I actually pulled one of them off because it was so strong of a pull, and I had to re-glue that down. The other thing is I would have assumed that these would be the same polarity facing out, but that's not actually the case. So I had to be real careful which magnet I put where, because or what orientation, because I had to make sure that they were the opposing poles, otherwise it would actually repel and not stick. But now that's sticking on both sides, so that's perfect. Let's see, we've got the port here. I will show you a little bit about that, and then I'll take the thing apart to show you, you know, what's inside. Actually, let me just pop it open first, and then you can see the guts here. I'll lay this out. Right away you can tell I have cleaned out a lot of this room here. I've done away with the screws that are going up. I've left this here actually just as a locator. I kind of like having that button there because it helps me align with the other button slot there. And you'll notice some other interesting things, but mostly just freed up some space so that I've got plenty of room in there. I didn't clean out any of the humps. I've got opportunity to do that later if I need to, but I wanted to leave them there for the structural rigidity, and I just left them. So let me show you this hatch. So I could have done this better. I had something great in mind, and basically what it was to cut this at an angle, kind of like when you carve a pumpkin. You cut the top at an angle so that it fits in there and it's got some structure. What I did do is I used the same angle in several places, so I kind of foiled my own idea. But it works just fine. It just means actually it takes a little bit more to get it kind of situated in there, and because of that, it takes a little bit more to get it out. The other thing you'll notice here is I have reused these two metal clips off the canopy mount, and now they are actually used to hold my hatch in place, my hatch cover. So if you look at how that is, one of them is here on this opposing side, and then the other one is right here, and I basically have just left some of this structure there and put a clip there. So how that works is when these two are together, obviously the canopy will be glued, then what I do is I could just fit this through and it just clips into place. It literally locks into place. I'm not even going to tape it. We'll see if I have any airflow issues that try and push that thing out, but I've got 2 magnets holding it, so I'm hoping that's going to be good. The hard part is going to be getting it out once the fuselage is completely glued together, but I think if I just take my finger and just pop up this one side here, I can grab it. It'll free that one magnet, and then I can grab it off the other one. So, so far that idea seems to be working great, but this is where some of my other magnets went that I was going to use on the wing. That and, of course, here. So that now you've seen the hatch, you can see how much room I've got in there and how much I can access. I'm actually going to probably mount my receiver back here near the tail as opposed to in the front, and leave the front pretty much just battery for now. As I start looking at FPV gear, I'll have all of this room available for whatever. But that's really it. You know, my motor's going to go on the external motor mount. Let me actually show you that. It's going to go just like that, and my ESC is going to go just like this, and I may or may not route my my receiver wire underneath like that, or I may route it through the back, but either way, that'll work. And you can see how that would go. The ESC will just sit right there on top, Velcroed down. Oh, I did cut out this little section here, this little groove, so that once I plug in the battery to the ESC, I can just tuck that whole thing down in there. So that is that, and you can see again how much room I have to play with down in here. It's going to be great. And then putting on the wings is super easy, because all I have to do is stuff the wires down in here as I'm putting the wings together, and with the hatch off, I can just reach down here and grab them, pull them all out, get everything together, and then stuff them back in when I'm done. So I think it's going to be a really convenient design, and I haven't yet seen anybody using the magnets like this to hold it on. Worst case scenario is I could put some tape across it, but I really think the magnets are going to hold it. So I think that's it. So anyway, thanks for watching, and if you have any questions or feedback, as always, greatly appreciated, and I'll catch you on the next one.